Yeah, Flight 393, man. Just basically a how would I say, a testament of me just coming into who I am as an artist. You know what I mean? Especially in a market that's so saturated. I mean, there's a lot of Christian rappers out there now. Like, and it seems like everybody's going a different way. Everybody's going a different direction. You know, which is not a bad thing. But I feel like, you know, there still needs to be room for people in the body to edify the body as well as reach the lost, man. So I think that's kind of where I stand, man, with just talking about Jesus, man, and every song that I do. I mean, it's gonna spill out because, you know, I was forgiven for much, so I love him much. So that's what I talk about. So yeah. Originally, the last interview we did at South by Southwest, I told you I was working on a mixtape called Potiphar's House, which is a story about a Egyptian man who was the head bodyguard of Pharaoh, and Joseph was sold into slavery to this guy, you know. And so when I was studying that story, man, I read the you know, the book of Genesis 37 through 50, which is the story of Joseph. And in Genesis 39, there was a verse that stood out to me, and it was verse 3. And so it said, and Potiphar saw that the Lord was with Joseph, and that the Lord made all that Joseph did to prosper in his hand. And so for me, it made me ask myself this question at that time in Egypt. Like, Pharaoh was considered God, that's who he was. And so this guy Potiphar was Pharaoh's main bodyguard. But for some reason it says that he looked at Joseph and he could see the favor of God on Joseph. And so he put Joseph in charge of all his household. A slave in charge of all your household. So it made me ask myself, man, can the people that I've been placed on this earth to serve see Jesus in me, even if they don't know who he is? You know, and that's just me. And then it also helped me to see when it said that God made all that he did to prosper, that promotion comes from God and God alone, man. So no matter what we try to do, you know what I'm saying, to get to another level, if it's not God's will, it's not going to happen. Whenever I work on an album, I do want it to edify the body, and I want it to reach the lost. Mm-hmm. So I try to put a mix on there. That's why, you know, you don't see the Potiphar's House title. You know, when I got to thinking about it, I was like, you know, honestly, most believers don't know who Potiphar is. So, you know what I mean? Like, of course, the lost thing. So when I prayed and asked God to give me that, man, Flight 393 came, you know, and like I said, you know, because of that verse. And then secondly, what I see is that, man, a lot of times when you get on an airplane, you don't know the captain at all. Like, you don't know if that captain's struggling, if he's suicidal, if he's drunk that morning. You know, maybe he got in a fight with his wife and he's angry. Like, you don't know anything, but you get on that plane, you sit down, and you expect him to get you off the ground and back on safely. And I just had to ask myself, why can't we do that with God? Like, you know, how come we can't trust him with our lives and every part of it, man? How come we have to get this pride issue and start wanting to go off course and do things our way?